It's a hair jig.
On today's show, tattoos meet bass casting. This artist mixes business with pleasure. Members of St. Cloud's Cop House Fish Crew get on the water, where cops, kids, and firefighters fish together.
Minnesota Bound, presented by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems.
Hey everybody, Laura, Millie, and I welcome you to today's episode.
Everyone has a gift, and some of us use them in ways that catch our eyes.
Yeah, Travis Frank met a local angler who, number one, has a knack for catching big bass, but really that's just the start of his story.
At the Veselka family ranch, teamwork makes the dream work. Emphasis on work. After morning chores, Dane Veselka joins his wife Danny in the basement of their family farmhouse.
If I recall, you like a little bit thinner, like this?
Yeah.
So prep work is the best work. Who'd have thought that this 1800s farmhouse would be used as a rod building facility, right?
Definitely not Danny.
If you would have asked me 5 years ago, or told me 5 years ago that this is what I'd be doing, I would have called you crazy.
Today, she loves her job.
And, I can just come down here and, especially if baby's sleeping, or I can just come down here and build, and it's relaxing. I am quality assurance, human resources, all the things. I mean, we joke about it.
She's an equal partner in Veselka custom fishing rods. Most importantly, she's Dane's biggest supporter.
My wife continues to push me to do bigger and better things.
He wears a ton of different hats, and, as well as being a husband and a dad.
Do you want to come see what Mom's doing?
Hi. What you doing?
They're a hardworking team trying to keep up with high demands.
We have 83 rod orders to build. This month, they have to be done within 3 weeks.
We've made it work somehow.
In the bass fishing world, their custom rods have become quite the catch.
When I put a spinning reel on my rod and you pick it up, it feels like it's the lightest rod you've ever felt.
That feel matters when tournament anglers fish for money, which, by the way, Dane also does. He's a professional bass fisherman on the side.
Gosh, what doesn't Dane do?
Clearly, he doesn't take time off.
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm self-employed. I build custom rods. I have a rod building business. I own a tattoo studio.
Yep, a tattoo studio. Near the shores of Lake Minnetonka, Dane works with ink 9 to 5.
We're at the Harbor Tattoo Studio in Mound, Minnesota. I've been tattooing for a little over 14 years. This isn't your average tattoo studio. This is very much an art gallery or a cabin. Yeah, it's a very unique atmosphere. This is the tattoo stencil. It's a hair jig. Clean your arm up real good. It's very important to make sure you start working with a clean slate here.
Naturally, many of his customers love to fish, like Dane's tournament partner, Aaron Teal.
We've been fishing together a really long time.
We fish together and we love tattoos. The harmony between fishing and tattooing is just this. I went to school to be an engineer originally, and then all of a sudden graphic design grabbed my attention. And second week of college, I did a full U-turn and surprised the family and dove into the tattooing industry.
His love for tattoos and art slowly merged into his love for fishing.
And I can buy some fishing rods from this guy who does both, which is crazy, but that's exactly what my clientele is. You're done, bud. If you wanna sit up and take a look.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Let's just make every client happy, and let's make sure we do it right. And go catch some bass.
Yep, catch some bass. After Dane's done with the day's tattoo work, he dumps his boat into Lake Minnetonka to scratch that itch.
It's a great day to be an angler, but it's a bad day to be a bass. from the dock, you dog. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, yep. Yeah. Yahtzee. Oh. What is success, or what is wealth? What's the time you have to spend doing what you want to do?
Wise words from a hardworking family man that loves to fish.
There we go. Tattooing and fishing, it's something special.
It's a dream come true for the Veselkas, carving their name in the bass fishing world in permanent ink.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems, Star Bank, White Bear Lake Superstore, and by your boat club.
It's time to meet a group of police officers, firefighters, and cool kids sharing a day together on the water. They are members of the Cop House Fish Crew. On the shore of Lake Pepin, a morning of fishing begins. With this crew.
9 total kids.
Yep, so I'll take 2 kids. Howie can take 2 kids. He's got a firefighter with him. Andy is going to take a cop and 2 kids.
So there'll be 2 firefighters in this boat.
Cops, kids, and firefighters together.
The whole goal of the Cop House was to, create really good relationships with members of the community down there. The entire area was just a very dense, crime-ridden area. Just had a ton of problems in that community. All these kids are from St. Cloud. They all go to either Apollo or Tech, the 2 high schools in the area.
The officers reach out to high schoolers who might not normally get a chance to fish. A summer-long program that kicks off at Lake Pepin and ends later in August with a Boundary Waters trip.
We got 5 boats here today. Each of the boat captains are St. Cloud firefighters who are volunteering their time to come out here.
Like that. Okay, the tip's going to be in the water. So what happens if a fish hits, you'll hear it.
Teach them how to fish safely, but then also there's a lot of downtime in fishing, so there's a lot of opportunities to kind of build relationships and then provide mentorship for them along the way.
First fishing lesson, the early bird gets the worm.
We're hoping one of them wants to take a bite.
All right, good to see you. All right, keep it up. Remember, point the pole this way a little bit.
Yeah, it's way out there. Keep cranking.
Oh, good fish.
Nice fish.
Nice fish.
You ever caught a walleye before?
Oh, first walleye? That's awesome. Now take your thumb, put on this thumb on his cheek, and squeeze. Okay.
Bro, you're good. You're not going to get bit.
We got a fish on.
Yes.
Where do I put her? He said, where do I put her? Just hold it.
Here. Another nice fish.
Jeez, bro.
Yeah, that might be a little bigger actually.
That thing is huge.
That's a nice fish. Jeez. All right, you were giving him crap. Now it's time.
Bring it on there. Yep. On the heel. Yep. Right there. Yep. And then on the cheek. Squeeze him good.
He is a really good kid. 15 years old now. And this is the 2nd year he's going through the programs.
Ooh, Jesus.
So he's taking on more of a leadership role for this new season. So we're really excited to see where it goes.
The Cop House kids learn you can even eat what you catch. A first shore lunch for most.
It's a way to bond with the police more and the firemen because they're our guides today. And then you get together with your friends and have a good time.
This program funded completely through community donations.
It's just word of mouth. People hear about our program and they're like, what can we do to help? Some of these Kids come into it and they got kind of a hard home life. Maybe they're not feeling it that day, so they're giving you some attitude. Well, we've had some that start off like that, but then by the end of the program, they are looking, where's help needed? How can I help my partner out? How can I help my friend out? And they're really working together and holding each other up, encouraging words. All of that is just super rewarding.
Dude, that's a huge fish.
So to see his face, reeling it in for the first time, that's just, I mean, that's money. There's nothing better than that.
Still ahead, a story of survival from the Minnesota-bound classic Vault. But first,
cooking with northern pike.
No bones about it. Laura's in the kitchen to transform a freshwater catch into a mouth-watering masterpiece.
Closed captioning provided by Voyager Lodge and Houseboats.
Today we're getting wild in the kitchen with Chef Jim Kimberg from Stillwater Country Club. And Chef Jim, I know today we are making a recipe with a fish that most people probably haven't had before.
That's right. We're going to stretch it just a little bit today.
All right, what are we making?
We're cooking with northern pike.
Northern pike.
Yes.
Not many think to eat northern pike.
I love northern pike, but it gets a bad rap. You are correct.
Now, why is that?
Primarily, it's a tough fish to clean. It's got a lot of bones. It's got some slime to it. So you got to put in some effort up front, but the reward on the end, in my opinion, well worth it.
Excellent.
All right.
And what are we making?
We're doing little northern pike fingers crusted in coconut.
I see we have a 3-step process. So what are we looking at right here?
So this is for the dredging. We're going to start with some seasoned flour. Maybe take like half of that, and let's just toss it. Put it right in the flour. Just drop it right in.
Drop it right in there.
And see what we're going to do. We're just going to give it a little shake. And then I'll show you the first one, and you can do the rest. But just shake off that excess flour and just drop it right in there.
Oh, this is easy.
That's very easy. Then you're gonna give that another little toss.
Okay, I don't have that chef move down like you do.
Shake off that extra liquid and then drop it right into the coconut. Once again, super easy.
Very easy.
So the flour gives the egg something to stick to. The egg gives the coconut something to stick to. You know, kind of pat it right in there, make sure it gets stuck.
A little bit more coverage.
Yeah.
What I'm noticing with the texture with the northern pike, it is a very dense fish. It seems thicker than a walleye fillet, obviously.
A little bit denser, but it still flakes up really nice.
So it looks like our skillet is smoking.
Yeah, it is hot. It's preheated. Let's get some canola oil in there.
Okay.
You want a good 1/4 inch of oil. So here's a little trick. I think it's hot enough, but one way to test it, you want to put the first one in slowly. See how I got a little bit of sizzle?
Yes.
That is perfect. If you don't have that sizzle, don't drop it in. You don't want to overcrowd the pan. What that does is brings the heat down. So one thing when you're cooking with coconut, there is some natural sugar in it. So you'll notice how quickly it browns up.
Do you flip the fish when the coconut's brown, or will it take longer to cook in the center? How do you know if the fish is done?
You can always finish it in the oven if you're worried about it not being done, but you definitely want to flip it when that coconut is brown.
Are they just about done?
They are ready to remove. So let's get that off the heat. So we did prepare a little bit of sauce, dipping sauce for this, in effort to keep it quick and easy. One of my favorite little condiments, that sweet chili glaze. I spiced it up with a little bit of sriracha, squeezed a little fresh lime juice.
You added some mango?
Some fresh diced mango, a little bit of chive, a little bit of fish oil, just to jazz it up a bit.
Perfect.
So we got that in the center, and then we're just gonna kind of take those fish fingers and just kind of arrange those right around the edge.
All right, Chef Jim, we have boneless northern pike coconut fish sticks.
Fish sticks, yes we do.
Who thought it was possible?
Well, we made it happen today.
All right, I'm gonna give it a taste test.
Dive in.
See if it's really boneless.
I know, you were a little skeptical. Let's see how we did.
So good.
Not good.
Incredible. Give northern pike a try. I think you're gonna thank Chef Jim for that tip.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Flow Docks and Lifts. Coors Light. And by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
Raven, for decades, of course, was the star of Minnesota Bound, and her veterinarians were not only her caretakers, but also friends of the show as well.
Yeah, today we shared the tale of the Eppings and their love of fishing, as well as a story about survival that they shared with Ron Shera.
Well, Jay, this sure beats working for a few days anyway.
Definitely does.
A pair of fishing buddies. Buddies the old-fashioned way, like father, Norb Epping, and like son, Jay.
Are you the only one not to catch fish yet, Dad?
I'm afraid so.
There's a shock.
It takes a little bit of skill to get the bigger ones. I'm purposely...
You haven't even caught anything yet, so what are you talking about?
I'm purposely not even trying to catch the small ones. I just kind of, raise... Oop, there we go. There we go. What do you mean I haven't caught anything? Look at, this is a big one. This might be the winter run. Oh, God, get the net. Now, let's measure. Oh my goodness.
Oh, my God, you are such an idiot.
I lost the fish.
What hasn't slipped away for the Eppings is their goal to spend time together.
No, I've been, extremely fortunate to have that chance to do things with my father. I mean, a lot of times when I look at it, I'm very lucky because not only is my father, he's also, my mentor through work, and he's also my best friend. So, I mean, I am probably one of the luckiest sons out there.
When I was growing up as a kid, my dad never really had the opportunity to take me up north fishing because he was post-Depression days. He had to work. He didn't have time to, enjoy the great outdoors and go fishing. So, anytime I can take Jay anywhere that has to do with the outdoors, it's a special occasion for me because I love the outdoors.
While father-son togetherness isn't exactly unusual, the two Eppings shared a moment that went beyond a fishing trip.
Probably 13 or 14, and we, were in a boat accident.
After being in the water for 10 minutes fighting the circle of death.
And the boat had run over him a few times. He wasn't cut up or anything.
I could not physically do anything more. And I popped up.
He yelled at me, "I'm going down."
And I hollered to him, "Jay, I can't make it any longer. I love you."
And threw the seat cushion to him as he was going down. He grabbed it.
And I remember I was just ready to go down, and within seconds he was there.
There, Raven. Good dog.
And now they are joined in the same profession as veterinarians, and with a famous client, Raven.
I never realized that Jay would ever be a veterinarian. I had hoped that someday he would, like most fathers hope their son will hopefully follow in their footsteps, but it's kind of a dream come true.
It's so fun working with him. I mean, he is, a great boss, and he's a great person to learn from, especially in the way he teaches you things.
Fishing together also means a little friendly competition.
That's so weak.
Well, that one I think you better throw back, son. If we had to eat with my hook setting ability here, we'd go hungry.
And
yours
father,
too.
like son?
Did you inherit it from me? Did the apple fall far from the tree here?
It's very special coming up here, especially knowing that he's done it so many years. I've always heard about it, and now to finally be up here with him and doing it, yeah, it's very special. That would definitely be mine.
Well, I'll have to concede that too.
Concede the fact that I am such a better fisherman than you are.
Okay, we'll show you.
Oh, the Eppings have some differences. Sometimes when the son goes fishing, the dad chooses to do something else.
Jay is like a brother to me because we almost grew up together, being that our dads are friends, and I still see him today because he is Bacon's vet.
That's awesome.
It is great.
Well, that about does it for the three of us. We hope to see you back here next week.
In the meantime, remember, introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433.